Hey guys, welcome to my review of Blue Beetle issue number 8. In the last issue of Blue Beetle, we see Jaime Reyes retreat to New York City because he was hoping to be able to find a superhero there that can actually help him harness his powers. But while he's in New York City, a lot of things happen. We learn the Scarab actually picks up this mysterious energy source that actually belongs to his enemy, which is Kajida's enemy, not Jaime's enemy. But we also stumble upon a new villain named Short Timer. But then we learn about his new boss called Stopwatch at the end of the issue. And also in that issue, we learn about another character, this mysterious, dark, shadowy figure that we know nothing about besides that he likes to eat cats, and that's about it. So a lot of things happened in Blue Beetle issue number 7. Now to my review of Blue Beetle issue number 8. Now my summary of the issue is we opened up with a backstory for Stopwatch, the guy who was introduced last in the last issue of Blue Beetle. We get his backstory, and with all, sort of supervillain scientists, I guess you can say, it's cliche that what turned him into this freakish character was because of a freak accident. I mean, come on, that's so cliche, but that's fine. We learned that he was actually working on sort of technology that can actually create time travel or something that has to do with time. And we learned that he was in love with his assistant, but he didn't get to tell her, how much he loved her and how much he cherished her. And then the freak accident happened that killed her and, created, this disfigured form of Stopwatch, or his human form. So that's it. And he's actually telling this to Short Timer as he's slowly dying. And that's kind of an odd way to tell someone, I'm going to tell you my backstory before you die. Okay, and then after that, we opened up with Jaime, who's actually still trying to trace Short Timer's energy source, because in the last issue, he actually let him escape, so now he traced his energy source to this orphanage. And while he goes into an orphanage, he tells the guy who runs the orphanage, that I'm a runaway, so they let him in freely, giving him a room to stay. And then we open up with Paco and Brenda back in El Paso. And then they're greeted by this other character. His name is, I think is Wilfredo Sanchez, who's an attorney. And that's about it that happens between, Paco and Brenda. That's all we learn that's going on in El Paso right now. Not a lot going on. But we're building up to something. After that, Jaime, notices this mysterious, secured off section of the orphanage, and, the guy who runs the place says, oh, you're not supposed to go in there, you can't trespass. Suspicious, because, Jaime traced the energy source to that room, so he has to get in there. So later on, he actually does get in there, and he's actually greeted by Stopwatch. Now, Stopwatch tells, Jaime, or Blue Beetle, his intentions that he wants to make a time machine so he can go back in time and stop everything from happening, stop the freak accident from happening that killed the love of his life, and to stop from that accident from creating himself, and to save all the other Short Timers. But upon hearing this, Jaime's a bit alarmed, and he pulls out, his plasma cannon and destroys everything in, the lab. And Stopwatch gets really upset and, attacks Jaime and escapes. So after Jaime escapes the, destroyed, I guess, lab of the orphanage, he escapes, and later on he stumbles upon the mysterious energy source that the Scarab has, been sensing. That's his enemy's energy source. And of course, if we all already been reading Blue Beetle, or if you read the old Blue Beetle series, we know that the Scarab's enemy is actually a Green Lantern, or the Green Lantern Corps, because the Reach and the Green Lanterns don't mix together. We already know that. So what happens in the end of this issue is that we're leading up to this event that's going to happen between Blue Beetle and the New Guardians, the new series with the not the Green Guardians, but the New Guardians with Kyle Rayner, because he is introduced in the end of this issue, or he appears in the end of this issue in front of Jaime, and we know they're gonna fight. And also we learned something new about the mysterious dark shadowy figure, that he says the Guardians aren't paying him enough to destroy the enemies of the Guardians, which is the Scarab. So this guy was actually hired by the Guardians to destroy the scarabs that has, been landing on Earth, or the scarab that did land on Earth. So he's possibly maybe a bounty hunter because the Guardians paid him to locate the scarab and destroy it. So yeah, that's about it. Now, this issue, like I said, there was a lot of things that happened in the last issue, and a lot of things are explained in this issue. And I found this issue was pretty good. I liked it. At first, I did question some stuff like Jaime's reaction to Stopwatch, or Stopwatch's reaction to Jaime. Like, why would you tell Blue Beetle all this information, not know how he would react? Because he said, "What are you doing?" And, Jaime destroys the lab and all his experiments. And I'm like, I mean, you wouldn't be alarmed that you're going to tell him that you have potentially killed a lot of kids because you wanted to go back in time, or be able to fix a time machine so you can go back in time and rewrite your own history. I mean, really, you didn't expect Jaime to be alarmed by hearing you kill so many innocent kids because of that? But in all, I know his intentions are good, that he wants to go back in time to, stop the events from happening in his past. But we all know by now that you can never change time. If you try to change it, you're going to screw up a lot of things that's going to be that's going to happen. But I found that part a bit off with me at times. I mean, I agreed with Jaime's reaction with destroying the whole entire lab, because Stopwatch offers him to actually help him create a time machine, and of course Jaime's reputation right now isn't doing so well, so I don't think he's going to try to rob any stores or anything like that to make him seem like a villain. So I think his reaction was okay there. But with Stopwatch's reaction, I was like, really? You didn't really think that Jaime was going to react negatively? Because he was trying to apprehend one of your accomplices who was Short Timer. He was trying to apprehend him. So you didn't think he was going to try to apprehend you? Come on, think about it. But it was an okay storyline. Now, what I want to see actually is the interaction with Paco and Brenda, because I read the old Blue Beetle trade paperbacks, the old series, and I really liked how Brenda and Paco were actually incorporated into the storyline, how they actually had to deal with Jaime. And I guess that was because, Jaime told Paco and Brenda his secret identity, that, oh yeah, I'm the Blue Beetle, and they were more involved. But still, I would like to see them more involved, because that's what actually made the old Blue Beetle series such a good hit for me, because they they had all these different characters, human characters, deal with Jaime's personal life and whatnot, and that's what made the Blue Beetle series good. And I'm waiting for that to happen in this Blue Beetle series, because I really want to see Paco, Brenda, his parents have more interactions with Jaime. But I don't think they're going to take that route soon enough, but I'm hoping they will. That's just what I'm expecting so far. Also, with the Green Lantern battle between Jaime Reyes and also the other, new Guardian members, I'm excited for that, actually, because, there's been I think there's an event actually going on, because they're going to have the new Guardians fight Blue Beetle. Also, I think another Corps, I forgot which is it, the Blue Lantern Corps, I forgot which is it, the one with Hope, yeah, the Hope Corp or whatever, the Blue Ring Corps is actually going to be attacked by the Reach. So I'm excited to actually see that. So there's actually a big event going on that's going to have to deal with the Blue Beetles, and or not the Blue Beetles, but the Reach and the Green Lantern Corps and all the other Ring Corps. But I'm excited to read the next issue of Blue Beetle. I know right now it seems slow right now. I know it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, but it's going to hype up sooner or later, because in the old series was really slow. Like, I read the first 2 trade paperbacks, and it was pretty slow. Like, it started off slow paced, and it got better as the series dragged on. And I'm hoping it does the same as this one. It's slow in the beginning, but then it picks up, because I know for a fact that once Jaime actually gets in a battle with the Reach, it's going to get really awesome. So I still suggest you guys keep picking this up, because I know this series has a lot of potential. If you read the old Blue Beetle series, this has potential. This comic can actually be successful and actually be awesome. So I highly suggest you keep picking up Blue Beetle. It's an okay issue, and I hope you like this review and found it enjoyful. Yeah, hopefully you guys found it enjoyable, and hope you guys like this review. So I'll talk to you guys later. This is my review of Blue Beetle issue number 8. See you guys.